I'm sure, and we can ask Bob.
Oh yeah, I mean they always add something
It comes
extra
out
to it that I
different
would
than what's in your
never
head.
think to include myself.
Right.
You know, I don't sit back and go, I'll play this beat or whatever.
Right.
Because you know,
We just try to push how far we can like make Bob's hair fall out. You know.
Melody
Yeah.
lines too, as far as singing wise, it's all up for grabs. You know, pretty much here's the song and there you go. There are those instances when we do have to write our own parts to add to the songs, and you do that by yourself. You know, you go home with it and go into your wherever you practice.
Now, who does most of the lyrics anyway?
That would be Bob especially
too, huh?
in this album. Yeah,
What are you
everybody
guys
else
here for?
is lazy.
right. He's kind of like Pete Townsend, but not really.
Well, that's cool. I mean, it sounds really good. I mean,
We all do work together. Once he shows us that lick, we all like. You know,
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time with Daryl. Me and Daryl, he brings his keyboards over, and we help each other write a lot. And me and Glenn really help each other write a lot. And Bob's good. Anytime you have any questions, you ask him, and
Right.
get his input. And it's all pretty diplomatic that way.
well, that's a good way to work it. It's
Yeah.
for sure.
And I think like Daryl being able to play keyboards, of course, sing, and play acoustic guitar whenever needed, that also opens up a lot of avenues for us to do stuff that we normally wouldn't be able to do within a 3-piece and a vocal. You know.
You guys do a lot of on the CD. You do a lot of experimental kind of different sounds and stuff like that. Why don't you guys? I don't know who wants to talk about that, but what you guys did on the CD and the different instruments, maybe.
Well, yeah, I'll start, and ultimately, once again, this needs to go over to Bob, and
We'll talk to Bob.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As I was touching on earlier with the Pink Floyd thing, we were trying to do. We had this vision of doing the seamless album and also doing a lot of sound effects, if you would, and that's even poured into our shows when we play at larger venues. And you didn't get a chance to see this when we did Northwoods. We've got a projector, and we project images up across the band and onto the screen. We're incorporating a DVD player now, and we're editing some things that we like to show on particular songs. So we're trying to get as, not psychedelic really, but just trying to carry the medium.
Theatrical.
Yeah,
do something
that's a
different.
good word, actually, theatrical. And we also have some instruments. We picked up a sequential circuit 6-track.
I'm sorry.
A sequential circuits 6-track.
I just wanted to hear you say that.
Exactly. That we've incorporated in some of the music too, and we've been messing around with that in the past few weeks.
And what exactly does that do?
It's I don't know if you ever heard of a Moog synthesizer.
Uh-huh.
It's basically the same thing. It's one of the very first MIDI type of keyboards, and it has a device on there called a sequencer, right, and also an arpeggiator. And it also is a noise generator where you can make like it sounds like the wind and crazy just really abstract noises, and we're gonna try to incorporate a lot more of that into our music and make it I don't know what we're trying to make it into.
It's basically
noisy.
It's basically an analog synthesizer as compared to what you find nowadays, which is digital. It's more of a retro type of synthesizer, which would, of course, when we did this CD, we were trying, at least in my mind, I was trying to make it sort of a mixture of like Blue Oyster Cult's Tyranny, Mutation, and Metal by Pink Floyd, sort of combining those two albums and putting it through our aesthetics or whatever. And that synthesizer sort of pretty much captures that mood, that psychedelic weird type of mood that you would find in the 70s.
It does sound throughout the CD. I mean, even in some of the heavier rocker songs, it sounds too. But
yeah, you can hear it when
Yeah.
you'll know when it's playing. It's
Right.
it's a very bizarre. Whenever you hear something bizarre in the album, 9 times out of 10 it's going to be that machine.
I thought it was you singing. But Al, what about you? Did you get to?
Yeah, I picked up like an early 70s reissue electro-harmonic space micro synthesizer. And
Jeez.
that song that we opened up this segment with, that long one,
Oh, right. Yeah.
that nasty,
Right.
weirdo, growly thing,
Yeah.
that's that thing. It's pretty awesome. It was.
Yeah, Al's really equipped himself with a lot of synthesizer pedals because of the direction we're going, and also the cover tunes. We're playing Pink Floyd's Echoes out at the shows, and that required Al to get some special pedals to match that as well. And also on the album, I wanted to mention that Bob downloaded a lot of just tones too, just creaking doors, winding clocks, cicadas, right, and thunderstorms and stuff like that are all tying the music into, and the
files that you actually bought though, Bob, right?
Well, no, it was like freeware and stuff, and they're just basic files too, and a lot of them were altered after the fact. Right. But it's just to give texture. It's not saying, "Hey, this is our wind" or "This is our storm." Right. So I mean, we're not really concerned.
And there's a lot you can do too. I mean, with that type of stuff. I mean that's available out there. I mean,
it's amazing. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, what you have access to these days.
And it's good to see a band like you guys incorporating that into your music. I mean, I think it makes it very unique. You know, so I don't know. I think it's going to do well, and I can't wait for the finished product to come out.
And neither can we.
Thank you, B-Bone.
Yeah. All right, let's do another track off the CD. This one is going to be the Manus Vox. You guys got a story behind that one?
Well, that's another. Yeah, that's tied into the story cycle that we have going on. But you know, most of these songs that are tied into the story cycle, you can just take them at face value also. So they're not really. You don't have to know what's going on.
I want to know.
Well, I'll tell you later.
All right. This is the Manus Vox by Salamander Drake off their new CD, The Color Out of Dark.